the Eiffel Grand Prix in 2020,
Yeah.
Masi finished the race under safety car and then said to
Hmm.
the press, I had to finish the race under the safety car because those are the
Yeah.
rules. Obviously,
Yeah.
at Monza, we've had, some people sort of saying, oh, what a boring finish. And the
Yeah. But
crowd, the
it was.
Tifosi being upset. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
boring, right? Yeah. But they followed the rules. So
Hmm.
just your opinion, what do you think was different in Abu Dhabi? And their interpretation that, well, the race director can do whatever they want because of this rule.
Yeah.
What do you think? Why do you think Abu Dhabi was different?
Well, this is the thing. This is what we wanted from the report. We wanted to find out what actually happened, what conversations took place. Was he influenced? He needs to come out one day and say, yes, I was, or no, I wasn't. And then we can form an opinion. The rules say that it should have been a safety car end to that race. I think, given the magnitude of everything, and at the time, I remember when that crash happened, I just thought it was a red flag. I just assumed that it'd be a red flag. The car was in Latifi crashed. It was in a tricky place. I just assumed it would be red flagged, and I did the same on Sunday. I think if I put myself in the shoes of the race steward, that's what I would have done. I mean, we've seen this year, even throughout all the championships, the very hint of an accident, the first thing they do is, virtual safety car, or a red flag. There's no hesitation. They're very quick, very on it. But for some reason, on Sunday, there was no red flag. They were quite happy to let it play out towards the end. I was horrified to see the crane moving backwards onto incoming traffic on a blind bend. I was in Japan when Jules Bianchi had his accident, and things like that will live with me forever. And I will, always hate seeing big heavy machinery being on a track or at the side of a track moving. Into oncoming cars. That's not right. I would have stopped the race for that. Getting back to the actual Abu Dhabi decision, I have no doubt that he was influenced. I think the fact that you know if you parrot someone, so if you repeat what they
Mm,
say, if you listen to the conversations that Massey had, he was using words which weren't his own words. They were given to him by someone else, and I just think that was obviously in his brain. He didn't know what to do. He absolutely panicked, and he was influenced, which is why he manipulated the rules in the sense of all lapped cars, then all of a sudden the 5 lap cars. I just think that he was just caught rabbit in the headlights, didn't know what to do, and unfortunately that changed the outcome of the race. I think in his defence, and not many people are in his defence at all, because obviously the decision was wrong. We need to remember that he was only an apprentice, if you like, himself. He was supposed to be working under Charlie Whiting, but of course Charlie Whiting suddenly passed away, didn't he, in Australia?
mm,
And so Massey was thrust in at the deep end. And I remember talking to him at one race, and it was it was before the first Saudi race. And it was all about the travel schedule and about just how far and where he was flying to and making personal checks on the track. And I was like absolutely stunned just to learn about his schedule. It was absolutely
mm.
burnt out. There was no doubt about it. He was everywhere, all over the place, checking and doing this and that and the other. And I don't suppose he had any time during COVID where he actually managed to get back to his family in Australia. So, I think that, there was a number of factors. And I just think that in the end, he was probably burnt out. But ultimately, I believe he was influenced during that race. And, I think that it's testament to that the FIA acted and removed him from that position. As I say, I just
Mm.
think that the only thing we're missing is the actual words from him, just to let us know whether or not he was definitively, because it's all very well me speculating that he was influenced, but we won't know for sure until he actually comes out and says so. So, I
Mm.
long for that day where we actually get the answer.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand, although this is in the internet, so who knows
Mhm.
whether I'm just making it up. I understand that he signed a non-disclosure agreement.
He did, yeah,
So
which
yeah,
is also very very fishy.
mm,
That again, I totally forgot about that point, but again, that was one of the horrible parts of it. I
yeah.
don't like things like that.